Hello everyone, welcome to Mahila Samachar digital classes. This is your science tutor from Mahila Samachar High School. Dear children, in this presentation, today you will get the solution for force and pressure chapter. Dear children, here is the solution for textbook questions. Question number 1. Give two examples each of the situation in which you push or pull to change the state of motion of object. Answer. Children, for push, we close drawer by pushing. We close drawer by pushing is an example for push, and we move. See, this is the picture which gives that, and we move a wooden box by pushing. See, here is the example for that. We move a wooden box by pushing. Then for pull, we draw water from well by pulling the rope. So here is the pic for that, and see, a horse pulls a cart, and here is the pic for the horse which is pulling the cart. So these two, pulling the water from the well and pulling the cart by the horse is the example for pull, and closing the drawer and pushing the wooden box are the example for push. Dear children, here is the second question. Give two examples of situation in which applied force causes a change in the shape of an object. Applied force causes a change in the shape of an object. Answer for that is, when we apply force on a rubber band to stretch it. See here children, in this picture you can observe that here rubber band is stretching by the help of force and on clay to change its shape. That means we are applying the force on clay to change the shape of the clay. Now let us move on to the next question. Dear children, let us move on to the third question. Fill in the blanks in the following statements. The first one is, to draw water from a well, we have to pull at the rope. A charged body attracts an uncharged body towards it. The seventh is, to move a loaded trolley, we have to push it. Then the D1th is, the north pole of a magnet repels the north pole of another magnet. That means like poles of the magnets repels each other, so that the north pole of a magnet repels the north pole of another magnet. Here is the fourth question. An archer stretches her bow while taking aim at the target. She then releases the arrow which begins to move towards the target. Based on this information, fill up the gaps in the following statements using the following terms. The terms given are muscular, contact, non-contact, gravity, friction, shape and attraction. Children, for the first one, to stretch the bow, the archer applies a force that causes a change in its shape. When the archer applies a force, there is a change in the bow, so that it changes its shape. The answer is in its shape. The force applied by the archer to stretch the bow is an example of muscular force. The answer for B question is muscular force. The type of force responsible for a change in the state of motion of the arrow is an example of a contact force. The answer for C1 is contact force. Then while the arrow moves towards its target, the force acting on it are due to dash and dash, due to dash of air. See, while the arrow moves towards its target, the forces acting on it are due to gravity and that due to friction of air. Here is the fifth question. In the following situations, identify the agent exerting the force and the object on which it acts. State the effect of force in each case. The first one is squeezing a piece of lemon between the fingers to extract its juice. The answer for that is here, while squeezing a piece of lemon, the agents are fingers, object is lemon. We are squeezing the lemon so that the agents are fingers, object is lemon. Effect of force is changes the shape of the lemon. Then for the second one, taking out paste from the toothpaste tube. Here the agents are fingers and the person squeezing from the tube. Then object is toothpaste tube, and the effect is force can be observed at the paste coming out of the tube. That means change in shape is the effect observed here. Change in shape is the effect observed here. Here the agent is fingers and the object is toothpaste. Then the effect of the force is change in shape. Then in case of third one, C1, a load suspending from a spring while its other end is on a hook fixed to a wall. Here agent is the load suspended. Agent is the load suspended and object is the spring. Effect can be seen is the change in shape, because effect can be seen in the form of elongation of spring. Spring get elongated when we suspend an object to it, so that here the effect is change in the shape of the spring. Next, in case of D1, an athlete making a high jump to clear the bar at a certain height. Agent is muscles of the athlete here. Then object is athlete himself, and effect of the force changes the state of motion of the athlete. Here is the sixth question. A blacksmith hammers a hard piece of iron while making a tool. How does the force due to hammering affect the piece of iron? Answer for that is, the force due to hammering causes the change in shape of the iron, and iron can be molded in shape of the required tool. Here the effect of the force or the effect of force is change in shape of the iron. Change in the shape of the iron. Then seventh question is, an inflated balloon was pressed against a wall after it has been rubbed with a piece of synthetic cloth. It was found that the balloon sticks to the wall. What force may be responsible for the attraction between the balloon and the wall? See here, the force between the balloon and the wall after rubbing the balloon with the synthetic cloth is electrostatic force. Electrostatic force. Then on to the eighth question. Name the forces acting on a plastic bucket containing water held above ground level in your hand. Then discuss why the forces acting on the bucket do not bring a change in its state of motion. Answer: forces acting on bucket are as follows. Two forces acts on the bucket. One is muscular force of arms acting upward and force of gravity acting downward. Here children, both the forces do not bring any change in the state of motion because both of them acting in equal and opposite direction, and thus they cancel each other's effect. The ninth one is, a rocket has been fired upwards to launch a satellite in its orbit. Name the two forces acting on the rocket immediately after leaving the launching pad. Answer. The forces that act when a rocket leaves launching pad are as follows. The first one is gravitational force of the earth downwards and frictional force of the earth in opposite direction. Frictional force of air in opposite direction. Dear children, here is your 10th question. When we press the bulb of a dropper with its nozzle kept in water, air in the dropper is seen to escape in the form of bubbles. Once we release the pressure on the bulb, water gets filled in the dropper. The rise of water in the dropper is due to, they had given the 4 options here: pressure of water, gravity of the earth, shape of rubber bulb, and atmospheric pressure. The right answer for this is atmospheric pressure. Dear children, this is the end of the solution for your textbook questions. At the end of the chapter, you have these questions. Please go through with your textbook and take down the answers. Copy down these answers in your notes. Thank you children. Thank you one and all.